And do you really want to let a dungeon that was really hard in a Mythic Plus fail because you didn't want to use the tools at your disposal? Hey all, it's Nim or Nimicry if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Now today we're going to be talking about the 3 add-ons you need in Dragonflight. With Raid and Mythic Plus opening up this week, I want you to maximize your chances of success. These 3 add-ons will help you with that. So I'm going to walk you through how to get them, we're going to install them, and then I'm going to show you how they work in the game. Simple enough? Alright, fantastic. Some people will run a little heavier, some people will run a little bit lighter. There is no universal answer, but I think this is a good general guideline to go with, and if you have a more powerful computer or if you want to be a more purist, you can make your decisions from there. So without further ado, let's get started. First, how do we actually get the add-ons? Well, you can download them and put them into your add-on file, or you can get an interface or add-on manager. I recommend doing the add-on manager. It's much easier to deal with. I just use CurseForge. I've used CurseForge forever. I remember when CurseForge was part of Twitch, and then they weren't, and they have their own client. We click on it. I've never had any problems with it. There are ads on the side of the launcher. Those ads support the add-on creators. I have no beef with that. Show me the ads as I download things. Fine. Pay the creators a little bit. That's fine. So let's say you downloaded CurseForge, right? I'm a big fan of it. I use it. I've never had any problems. Nobody I know in my guild has had any problems, and I've been in multiple guilds. So you've downloaded CurseForge. Now, we come back here. We go to our home, and you can see the games of which we have CurseForge and things like that. I could probably find different other games, but I don't play a whole lot that require add-ons. We have Rift, Stardew Valley, and World of Warcraft. Now, if you're watching this, odds are it's World of Warcraft. Shout out to that one person watching Rift. I love you. So, we're here. You can see all of the add-ons I have, right? All the add-ons. Looks like there's so many. Really, it's not. There's 3 or 4 of them. You'll notice a lot of them start with DBM, right? Deadly Boss Mods. So we're going to go to Get More Add-ons, and I'm going to type in DBM, right? And these are all updated. So what Deadly Boss Mod, we'll click on Deadly Boss Mods here. What Deadly Boss Mods is this lets you kind of path out a fight. So what do I mean by that is that there'll be timers on screen. There'll be all manner of things that you could need to know. So if you're a healer, hey, cleanse that person. Get out of the area. Do various things. And this helps with the mechanics. Now, some people say, but Nim, isn't that cheating? No, you still have to do it. You would be amazed if you haven't started raiding and playing Mythic Plus at a high level, how many people, even with audio and visual cues, cannot get out of the fire. You would just be amazed. So this is helpful. And when I was a raid lead, everybody had this. Reason why I made sure everybody had this was because of the fact that I don't want you to fail a mechanic because you weren't paying attention or something like that. And that's fine. You can not pay attention. I'm okay if you just listening to the add-ons, because not every fight is super mechanically complex. Some fights are very, very mechanically complex. Some, not so much. So it's fine. But DBM is a big deal. So we're gonna go back here. You're gonna install DBM, and there's gonna be a whole bunch of other things that come with it. You've got your various things. So, for, what is this? Challenges for Mage Tower and Torghast. Okay, you can install it. These are all optional things. But DBM, generally, as you go into content, it will load the module that you need for that content. So there'll be one for Vault of the Incarnates. There was one for Sepulchre of the First Ones. There was one for Sanctum of Domination. There'll be one for the next raid. These all help. So, DBM, Deadly Boss Mods, the first required essential add-on for your success. I recommend it highly. Now, some people might say, Nim, but I can do all the boss fights without it. Kudos to you. You are not the majority of the population. I am not talking down to you in any way. Carry on as best you can. Second, let's go to, we need a damage meter. Now, you may be like, Nim, why do we need a damage meter? Well, a damage meter, not only can it be great for your, walk in there like, oh, yeah, just topping that meter. No, not a big deal, right? Not a big deal. The reason why you need a damage meter is damage meters track more than just damage. It tracks healing done. You can track how many times somebody's been hit by something. You can track a number of interrupts, because there are certain fights where, look, that cast absolutely needs to be interrupted. And everybody's like, well, I'm hitting interrupt. And you see if everybody's interrupts on cooldown, you have people walking all over each other's interrupts. They'll two people hit it right at the same time when you only really need one. So that can help work out a rotation and see who's actually sticking with the program and who's not. So let's go to the one I like to use is details. I like to use detailed damage meter. So we have the explosive orbs, elitism plugin, which you can there's a whole bunch of different things there. I might do the elitism plugin because that tells you, when you miss a mechanic, and it's a chastisation. It'll chastise you if you mess up a mechanic, and it tells everybody that you did it. So it can make you better through a little bit of public shaming. Not everybody learns like that, so I don't recommend it. But details damage meter, absolutely. I absolutely recommend details damage meter as the base damage meter. Some people swear by SCADA. Some people swear by recount. That's fine. I like details. I use details. I'll show you in game once I log in to the game about how each one of these things works. And then of course the final one, and this is weak aura. Weak auras. There we go. Let's go to there we go. Okay. Oh, gotta go back here. Sorry, that was bad. My bad. Let's go to weak auras. Boom. Weak auras, right there. Weak auras allow for, let's say, a general all-purpose toolkit. So weak auras allow you to change the UI information that you receive in a multitude of ways. Now, that doesn't sound all that helpful, but you can search class discords for import strings being a series of data, to help you change how you view things. So let's say, hypothetically, you're playing a class that has a lot of random procs. Okay, well, you want to know when they're up so you can maximize your DPS, your HPS, or your mitigation. A weak aura string can do that. Let's say, hypothetically, you're like I used to be as a mage with Arcane Intellect. I just would forget to do it. There was a weak aura string that anytime Arcane Intellect was not applied, big old Arcane Intellect thing would be on my screen like, apply it. And as soon as I applied it, it would go away. Simple enough. Those are the 3 add-ons you need. We've installed them pretty much simply. You can just click install and go from there and get anything you want there. But let's talk about now, how do we use them in-game? So I'll meet you in Azeroth. And we're in Azeroth. You can see the world. It's a fantastic time. You'll see a couple of different things here that are not normally there. We have some buttons, this whole big list here. So let's start off with, we go here, escape, takes us to our add-ons menu. Now, your add-ons have a couple of options here. First, you can take a look at all and see what's, you can have account add-ons or specific add-ons, one for my priest. Load out-of-date add-ons is checked. I always want to have that checked just in case. And you can see we have the details, damage meter, details, storage. And then I can go with the rest of this. Weak Auras Archive, and Deadly Boss Mod. I have a whole bunch of Deadly Boss Mod. And you can see Antorus, Barret and Hold, Bastion Twilight, Battle Dazzlor, Black Temple, Black Foundry. Now, you may think, man, that's a lot of add-ons to run. Isn't that going to bog down my computer? No. Those aren't loaded actively until you enter that particular set of content. It's just, I have the option is enabled to load them when I enter that content. And we have spell timers, status bars required, of course. And as you can see, we go down all the way through here. We got interrupts, things I hadn't bothered really messing around with. World events will load add-on. There it is. Cool. Got that. And of course, you can always reload. You can enable all, disable all, do all that stuff there. So it's not too bad, right? Like we have all of these very, very fun things. Let's load add-on there again. Okay, perfect. So we've got that there. So what'll happen is if I enter into combat, I will have various things display. There'll be warnings in the middle of the screen saying, hey, dispel or move out or damage or kill this or something like that. And you can set it up to have audio cues and things like that. So if we let's go to, I believe it's /dbm. Boom, here we go. So we just pulled up dbm. I just did in the chat box /dbm. Simple enough. So we go down here, we can see options. And you can change how everything else goes. You can go through all this. I'm not going to go through all this because it's a lot, and everybody has their own different, let's say, settings. Generally, the default settings work fine. I've never had a problem with it. If you want to customize it beyond there, go ahead. And if you need help, of course, you can always visit the Discord there, and they're good people. So yeah, this will help there. We've got profiles, timers, bar appearances. This right here shows, oh, that's what the cast time's going to look like. You can always change things. You got DBM features, filter dispel. You can filter stuff. So, for example, like if you're not a tank, you probably don't need defensives. I mean, it would be good for big hits, or you don't need taunts. You can filter taunts, obviously, if that's something there. So that'll be you can customize this pretty well. So that's DBM, Deadly Boss Spawns. Now let's bring up details, right? Details. So as you can see, I have this set to healing done, right? I'm a healer. I want to see where we're falling on the healing charts. I want to see what's going on. People are pumping. Now, we can look to see what we are actually controlling. We've got statistics, spell list. Look at that. I can see exactly. I can go through a whole bunch of different stuff. We don't necessarily need that right now. What I want to do is I want to. Oh, dang it! I was annoying there. What results? So I can look here and we can see what I want to track. Right. So let's go up here. Damage. So damage done. DPS. Damage taken. Friendly fire. Kills. Enemy damage taken. Auras and void zones. Damage taken by spell. So I could set that to damage taken by spell to see if people are actually taking damage from something. Heal. Of course, healing done. HPS. Very useful little tool there. Overhealing. You want to get better as a healer? Right there. Because you want to keep your overhealing as little as possible. Unless, of course, there's a trinket or something or an effect that converts overhealing into a shield or something like that. We have resources that can show various things of whatever you want to hit. And then, of course, miscellaneous. CC breaks, reses, interrupts. Interrupts are very important. Remember how I talked about interrupts? Right? That's going to be very, very important. Because some fights, you just need to know. And it may not fall on you to track this, right? I want you guys to know this. You're in a raid team. Your tank doesn't need to know who's doing the most DPS. Your tank could track interrupts. See what's going on with that. Your healer, not all your healers need to know exactly how the healing meter's going. They could track dispels. So it's simple. You don't have to track one thing, and you can open up more than one window at a time if you really want to. I try to keep it to track to one window at a time. That way I'm not accidentally glancing all over the place, because I'm already glancing all over the place because I have to do certain things, and this is what we have. So you also have dispels, right? Because some things just need to be dispelled. Some things just need to be dispelled. And, are your healers doing it? Are your DPS who have the ability to dispel themselves, are they doing it? You can check this number. And if you want to talk about something interesting, report results. You can report to guild. Look at that. Look at that right there. Even some of my friends I can report results to if I wanted to. So what does that mean? That means that I can share results publicly. Now, a lot of people will use this feature to, I'm the best DPS or I'm the best healer. That's fine. Go nuts. Congratulations on your success. More importantly, it puts it in, I guess I wasn't going to say black and white, but really black and white on person X is not interrupting, or person Y is doing all the interrupting. We got to correct our behaviors so that we can down the bosses. That's what that's for. And I love it. Everybody can set it up any way you want, but details is very, very good. I recommend it extremely highly, and you can lock it if you want to. I'm going to shrink that back down, and we're going to drag it back down here. I'm going to shrink that just a little bit more. You see, and I'm not even in an add-on menu. I'm just freely positioning that. So there we go. I like having that right there. Why? It's just easy to deal with. I don't have to worry about it. Mine. Finally, the most powerful one. So let's try /weak aura. There we go. Okay, bam. Weak aura's up. And to get to weak aura, literally I could either click the button or type /WA. Simple stuff. So as you can see, you can create a whole bunch of auras. Stop motion, progress bar, models, externals, there's so many things you can do. Simple. So, but what I like about weak auras, and you'll know this Thomas to-do list. This is very important. Let's go over here and let's pick up, bam. So you can see Thomas Dragonflight help. We'll go over here. Here we go. There we are. See Thomas Dragonflight helper, right? Simple enough. Easy peasy, nice and squeezy. So let's turn off, let's turn on display capture. Here we go. Perfect. So this is Thomas Dragonflight helper. So what this is this allows me to copy a code, an import string. I can import the string into my game. I can then use that particular string it'll set up this. Now, be careful when importing strings. There can be, especially if it contains custom Lua code, it can be a problem, so you don't want to just go out importing. Generally, the community will vet things pretty well, because once a solution is very successful, it will spread. That's just how this works. And this, of course, this string allows me to do this. So if we go to copy import string, right? Now I'll just show you what one looks like. We'll close that out there. Don't need to worry about that. Let's go to import, Control V. Let's view the custom code, and you can see all the custom code here. So if you wanted to know what to do and how to go through something, you could absolutely get that done. So just keep that in mind. That is something that we are going to enjoy. So yes, weak auras. And there's some for class weak auras, DPS helping weak auras, cooldown helping weak auras. You can basically anything you could need in the game, there's a weak aura for it. So, keep that in mind, and I think we will be pretty much A-okay. It's a fun time. This is exactly what we do. Like, this is what we do. This is going to make you successful in Dragonflight. Your 3 add-ons: DBM, Details, and Weak Auras. Install them, use them, follow them. But Nim, what if I want to play like my own self? What if I don't want to worry about that? Okay, fine. It doesn't matter. Do that. But everybody likes seeing bosses go down. And do you really want to let a dungeon that was really hard in a Mythic Plus fail because you didn't want to use the tools at your disposal? You want to hamper the group's progress because you didn't want to use the tools at your disposal. And let's say you join a group that doesn't want to use add-ons at all. Okay, well, join that group and play like that. But you missed an interrupt that was important because you didn't. And everybody makes mistakes. God knows I've made plenty. So continue with that. Anyways, this was a very useful video to make, and I'm glad I got to make it. If you like what I do, or you like what the channel does in specific, go on and hit subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with everything the channel does. Additionally, you can find me on Twitch every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I usually stream a lot of World of Warcraft, but we sometimes throw in a Soulsborne or some type of RPG. Been working through Mass Effect right now, and then later in January it'll be probably One Piece Odyssey. Very excited about that. And for those who wish to parse above and beyond the Call of Duty, the Rank 1 parsers, there is Patreon. Patreon is a great way to support small creators much like myself. And more importantly, you get a couple of perks. You can find all those and more information at patreon.com/Nimicry. Again, patreon.com/Nimicry. I look forward to seeing you all in the raid and Mythic Pluses. We're going to heal them. We're going to smash them. We're going to stop the Primalist threat. It's going to be a fantastic time. So may the mount your farming drop on the first kill, and I'll see you in the next video.